A massive financial crisis rarely starts with buying a yacht or a sports car. It usually begins much earlier, completely unnoticed, like a single drop of water wearing away at stone. It starts right inside our own brains. We are biologically hardwired to seek instant gratification. When we encounter stress, our brains look for a quick hit of dopamine, and buying something new is one of the fastest ways to get it. We use emotional spending as a rapid coping mechanism. This behavior is often driven by what psychologists call money scripts, subconscious beliefs about wealth we pick up in childhood. If you carry a money worship or money status script, you'll naturally feel intense social pressure to keep up appearances, equating your net worth directly with your self-worth. Because the foundation of debt is neurological and not strictly mathematical, high-income earners are just as vulnerable as anyone else. If you don't recognize these psychological triggers, you leave the door wide open for financial trouble. That open door usually leads straight to lifestyle creep. This happens when your income goes up, but instead of saving the difference, you absorb that extra money through permanent, minor upgrades. A slightly nicer car, buying more subscriptions, dining out more often. Your paycheck grows, but your breathing room stays exactly the same. As spending expands, our psychological blind spots start blurring the line between borrowing for a long-term return on investment, like education or real estate, and borrowing for rapidly depreciating items, like vacations, clothes, or recreational vehicles. We easily mask this toxic borrowing as necessary social validation. We convince ourselves that taking out a high-interest consumer loan is just a normal part of sustaining a modern lifestyle. These psychological blind spots strip away financial margin, leaving the borrower directly exposed to high interest rates that compound faster than the average salary grows. Once that bad debt is established on a credit card or a loan, human psychology steps aside. You are now dealing with cold, emotionless mathematics, rules that have governed finance since 15th century scholars like Luca Pacioli first documented them. The primary engine driving this phase is compound interest. Instead of just charging a flat fee on the money you borrowed, lenders charge interest on your principal balance, and then they charge interest on the interest that has already accumulated. To understand exactly how aggressive this engine is, we use a formula called the Rule of 72. If you divide the number 72 by your annual interest rate, the result is the approximate number of years it will take for your balance to double. Let's run the numbers on an average credit card interest rate of 18%. 72 divided by 18 gives us exactly 4 years. That means if you stop making payments, your original debt completely doubles in size in just 48 months. And that happens even if you never use the card to buy a single new item. The early warning signs that this math is outpacing your income are clear. You start maxing out your available credit limits, and you find yourself taking out new loans just to cover the monthly payments on your old ones. At an 18% interest rate, accumulated interest alone replaces the original principal every 4 years. Debt is an active process that multiplies a balance automatically until the payments exceed the rate of accumulation. Credit card companies offer a very dangerous pressure release valve, the minimum payment. Paying only the minimum creates an illusion of forward momentum while ensuring your medical condition known as persistent debt. Over an 18-month period, you can see the red area representing interest and fees physically eclipsing and crushing the green area representing your actual principal repayment. This is where the mechanics turn lethal. The system converts the cost of a short-term purchase, like a television or a weekend trip, into a permanent, lifelong drain on your checking account. Reaching persistent debt means the mathematics have officially defeated your earning power. To survive this phase, you have to implement immediate, drastic interventions. The first step in triage is entirely behavioral. Stop using the credit cards. Implement a strict household budget to free up available cash flow. The debt avalanche strategy attacks the highest interest rates first. You minimize compound interest and save the most dollars overall. Conversely, the debt snowball strategy ignores math. It clears the smallest balances first to trigger immediate dopamine, building rapid psychological momentum to keep you motivated. Choosing between the avalanche and the snowball comes down to diagnosing your personal bottleneck. You just need to decide whether you require cold mathematical efficiency or psychological motivation to stay the course. If your balances are too high for snowballing, you can try debt consolidation. This is a mechanical trick to lower your overall interest rate by moving your balances to a 0% transfer card or taking out a single unsecured personal loan. But there is a massive risk here. You should never convert unsecured credit card debt into a secured loan, like borrowing against your home equity. Doing that links past consumer spending to your physical shelter, putting you at risk of repossession. Furthermore, if you consolidate your debt but keep the old credit cards open and continue spending on them, you will rapidly double the size of the original crisis. For extreme cases where the math simply cannot be beaten, there are formal legal safety nets. Options like debt management plans, individual voluntary arrangements, and even bankruptcy offer a highly restrictive, difficult uphill path to reset your finances when all else fails. Debt is a formidable machine, but it is one you can dismantle. By identifying the subconscious money scripts driving your behavior and respecting the cold, compounding mathematics of the system, you can stop the bleeding. Better yet, you can turn those exact compounding forces around to start building your own wealth.